The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guest do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network.
Mabuhay! You're in the right channel, TLC. And of course, this is Lee on Motivational Lee. I would like to ask you, do you still have the strong visions in life? And what are those? And how old are you, by the way? Do you still dream of going to a different country just to study, perhaps? Live, work, or just visit? It doesn't really matter. Let's make things happen because you're in the right channel. Obviously, it is great to migrate with Lee every Friday, 7 p.m. AEST Melbourne time. And of course, it's 5 p.m. in the Philippines. Wherever you are, please adjust. So catch me. Don't forget every Friday, the different visas and testimonies as well when it comes to migration. So see you then. Let's talk. Bye. Hello once again, global friends, wherever you are. Welcome back to our Migration is Great to Migrate, only here in TLC with Lee. And we are simulcasted on my YouTube channel, Motivationally. And of course, you'll be watching this as well on my FB page, Motivationally, and the rest of our social media as well on Instagram, Twitter, and also LinkedIn as well. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for keeping me company. And it is exciting. Again, every Friday is always exciting. We're still on our season 1. And today is our episode 9. Last week, we were talking about the work visa. And today, guys, I know you've been waiting for this as well. We'll be talking about our episode 9 in season 1, skilled migration visa, subclass 189, 190, and of course, 491. And of course, for those who are professionals out there, wherever you are in the Philippines, India, Canada, America, and in the UK or anywhere in Southeast Asia, thank you so much for dropping by. I'm sure you want to, be informed and well educated about this skilled migration visa, only here with Lee. And of course, none other than who's very much well versed into this kind of different visas, and anytime you ask her, she has the answer. Let's welcome, of course, none other than the Director of Way to Oz, Migration and Education Services, none other than 3 big claps, Niti Hara. Hi, Niti. Gorgeous. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for for your time today once again. And how are you, by the way? How's everything?
Very excited, very excited. Lots and lots of things happening. News I've got for you all, guys, in the immigration space.
Can't wait.
And since we last had our talk show, I've got a lot to share, and they're all welcoming news, and I'm sure our viewers are going to love it.
I would love to hear that as well. But before that, Niti, we would like to greet all our friends from America who's watching right now, even though it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, I guess. But they're celebrating their Thanksgiving Day. Hello, everyone. America, happy Thanksgiving Day. And of course, here in Australia or anywhere in the world, perhaps, they are enjoying the Black Friday, right? It's shopping time this evening or today. Anyways, the whole Friday. Black Friday, they call it here in Australia. So a lot of sales right now, Niti. And whilst we're doing this, they're all enjoying shopping. But that's okay. We can have more time in the future. But once again, happy Thanksgiving Day to all our friends there in America. Beautiful. Now, Niti, you've mentioned about some great news. Would you like to, I know a lot of people right now, especially Angel is here, Abehan. Thank you so much for watching, Angel. Ida is here, Loretta is here. And again, all our friends in different parts of the globe who are still half awake, fully awake, or maybe, sleeping, but they can still hear us. They are really looking forward to know about this good news, or it's a great announcement from the immigration. So take it away, Niti. And if you, I don't know if we can hear you well, but yeah, try and maybe increase the volume as well. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay. Take it away. Good news.
Right. So the first news first. Now I'll be referring to the news, so please ignore me if you don't see my eyes on the screen. But the first most important one is, so from 1st of December 2021, fully vaccinated visa holders, eligible visa holders, so there is a list of visa holders, they can now travel to Australia without the need for travel exemption. That's a big news. So anyone who's already holding subclass 500, which is student visa, 485 visa, subclass 300, which is a prospective marriage visa. We've already spoken about this, or even who are holding skilled visas and they were stuck overseas until 1st of December, they had to take a travel exemption and then come in. And they have to present their case that there are compelling reason or they're working in a critical sector, but no more. If you're fully vaccinated, you're most welcome. So Australia has opened its fully with, it has opened its arms and welcoming all the eligible visa holders, but fully vaccinated.
So
and the good news is, if you are coming in Victoria or New South Wales or ACT and you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to quarantine. However, with other states, you might have to. So please make sure you check with those states.
Right.
So that's a big news.
Niti, they can start booking their flights now, right?
Absolutely. Well, what I've come to know, absolutely, what I have come to know that in fact, all the airlines are fully booked these days. So that's what's happening after the announcement.
Wow.
And that's what you would expect. Just remember, Vista Visa is not in this list. So not the visitors at the moment, but yes, any work visa holders. I won't go into the subclasses, but there's a huge list. It's a huge list.
That's good. Except
so that's
visitors visa.
Yeah, yes, but parents of Australian citizens and PR can still come in, remember?
Right.
Even on Vista Visa.
That's right.
And still the same
That's
process. Yeah. And most importantly, in other news, which is really welcoming, and that was sorry. And most importantly, in other news.
Oh, it's echoing.
Really welcoming, and that was sorry.
Okay, need to continue.
Most importantly, in other news.
Oh, it's echoing.
That's what I sorry.
Someone's stoking us right now, Niti.
Is it what it is?
So maybe you can continue talking, Niti. That's fine, maybe. Us right now, Niti.
Is it what it is?
While you're waiting, Niti, I know maybe someone's, I don't know, stoking us around. Just kidding. I would like to say hello to Edilor, to, of course, Angel, Ben, Loretta, and Ida. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, Angel, Ben, Loretta, and Ida. Thank you so much for watching. Would you like to continue, Niti?
Lee, there's so much echo, I can't hear you.
I think you need to adjust from your end. Maybe we will be right back, Niti, whilst you're fixing that. We'll be right back. Maybe we could talk more about the good news. I think everyone is excited about this good news about migration, all that. But we'll be right back after this. Okay, Niti? Someone saying here, Niti. Hi, hello, beautiful Niti. Nice seeing you again. There you go, Niti.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Bang
And
Twazans and hi,
apologies for
ladies.
whatever
That's right.
happened there.
I know. I think they're all excited. So again, for the
All
good
right.
news, 1st of December, those who are fully vaccinated, they can come to Australia, except the visitor's visa subclass. Although for the
Yep.
visitor's visa, it's the parents that has the exemption
Still
anyway.
can
So that's
come
good.
in.
The
Yes.
rest, the
Yeah.
sisters and brothers, they can't yet. Okay, cool. Thank you for that.
Now,
What's next, Niti?
next is that was announced yesterday. Lots of visa changes in different subclasses or different types of work visa to support the reopening of Australia and its economy recovery.
Oh
Lots
my
and lots of
goodness.
changes. Now, the first one is so people who are, and we've talked about it, about the work visa on subclass 482. We
Yeah,
discussed that, I think, in our last session. So the
that's right.
existing 482 visa holders who are already in Australia and whose occupation was in a short-term list. And if you remember, last time I told you, applicants who've got their occupation in a short term, there is no provision to move to the PR pathway, right? They have to apply for another visa, but there's no transition. But now they've announced that the existing 482 visa holders, even though if they have got their occupation in short-term list, they will be able to get to the permanent residence. Now, how that will
Wow.
happen, what's the eligibility criteria? We are not clear at this point because the legislative changes have not come through, but these are the announcements made by the Morrison government. All right, so that's a very good news. And also, legacy 457 visa holder, which means people who were on this work visa for a long time and who no longer meet the age requirement to move to PR, there will be some concessions there too. So they might be able to be eligible for PR too.
Wow.
Yes,
That's so
that's a
good.
very, very good news.
457 visa.
457, 482 visas. Now,
482.
there are around 9,000 skilled provisional visas who are overseas, and they can enter from 1st of December, and those subclasses are in that list, which I just told you before. Another good news. Now, previously, the government had announced that people whose visitor visa had expired during the COVID time, they could reapply for no fees until 31st of December, right? But
Good.
now they've extended that date from 1st of January 2022 to 30th of June 2022. So people who
Wow.
couldn't come, had their visitor visa approved, they can reapply with no fee, right? So they can come here. So if their visa was expired, they can reapply. That's for visitor visas. Most importantly, there were so many temporary graduate visa holders who were stuck overseas and they couldn't come. And their visas expired. There are hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people. The government has announced a replacement visa for them, which means whatever time they have lost, they will be able to get that back. Now, again, as I said, don't know, is it the time that they have lost? Is that what the government's going to give them? Or is it be a completely new visa for a certain time? As I said, there are no legislative changes that have been done. These are just the announcements at this point. But great news for the people, because I know I used to get lots of calls from overseas where people were crying, oh, our visa is expiring. We are stuck overseas. What do we do? What options do we have? So that's a great news for 485 visa holders.
That's good.
Another one, people who have done masters by coursework or even in a vocational sector, they will get a longer TGV 485 visa, and it's already started happening. There were some visas approved as of yesterday where the grant was already for 3 years instead of 2 years. So masters by coursework, that's already happened.
Another year.
Another year. So that's a good news. And which we are going to talk about a little bit now.
Yeah.
But we did touch about it in our student and temporary graduate visa session, where we said
Episode 1.
episode 1, where we said the applicants who have studied a vocational course, they get 18-month visa in the normal circumstances, right? Now, according to the new announcement, and they have to do there's a specific process for that particular stream, right? Now the government has announced that there'll be a relaxed or flexible arrangements in that space in the existing measures. Now what that means, again, but it's all welcoming, things are becoming easier. They're welcoming the skilled people, so that's a very, very good news. So yes, I'm really, really excited, because what that means is we will see people coming back, returning back to Australia.
Yes, definitely.
Australian skilled people. And that's what we're going to talk about now.
Yes, we will. My goodness. Niti, I am really gobsmacked about all of the things that you have just said, and thank you, Australia.
It's a lot of there. Yes.
Thank you, Australia. And we all like deserve something, precious gift from the government after all these, pandemic and all that. So well done, Niti. Thank you so much for bringing the good news. Once again, guys, to those who have just tuned in, we have not yet started really our main topic, which is the skilled migration visa. Niti here, the director of Way to Us Migration and Education Services, just announced some great news from the immigration. It's all about the immigration and migration as well. So please, if you have missed it, please replay it many times so you know exactly what she's talking about. And for more details, please stay in touch with us on Way to Us Migration and Education Services, which is www.waytooz.com. So don't forget that. I will show you guys our website later on. So don't you worry. Angel here said, ask po paano papunta in Australia. Of course, we will let you know later on. We will do that. Don't you worry. And Rowan is here watching from the Philippines. Thank you so much, Rowan, for tuning in. And the rest of you guys who have just tuned in, thank you so much for watching. Now, Niti, I'm sure a lot of people are so happy right now with the good news. Perfect. Now, let's move forward to our main topic, which is our episode 9, season 1, skilled migration visa. There's a lot of the 3 subclasses. We'll talk more about that later on, okay? The 189, 190, and the 491. Now, Niti, in general, can you, in your own little way, talk about what is a skilled migration visa in general before we can talk about the different subclasses?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So skilled migration visa is to attract skilled workers in Australia. That's what it is. So if you're skilled, now the Australia has list of occupations, N-score, we call it as N-score occupations, they've defined, which are in high demand. Then there are ones which are in short-term demand. So there are few lists, and there are some which are in demand in regional areas. So there are few lists there, but they're all for the skilled occupations. So if you are skilled, you have experience, qualifications in that, Australia is saying, come and work here. Come here. We'll give you permanent residency because we need you. That's what skilled migration is. As the name suggests, it's all about the skills you're holding.
Beautiful.
Right. So that's
even if
right.
Great. Thank you for clearing that as well. Now, there are 3 subclasses, 189, 190, and 491. Do they have the same qualifications that needed, or do you want to talk about each subclass right now and talk about the qualifications?
So the basic framework for any of these 3 subclasses is same. So let me start with, just so that I differentiate between these subclasses, and then we'll go in a little bit more detail. 189 is a skilled independent visa. 190 is a skilled nominated visa. 491 is a skilled regional visa, but it also has a family sponsorship component to it. Okay. So as the name suggests, let's start with subclass 189. subclass 189, it's a skilled independent visa, right?
Yeah.
Now, so as I said, the framework for all these three visas are same. You need to have a skill. Now, how do we determine whether you've got a skill or not? So what you need to do is you need to nominate an occupation first of all in the list. So there are three different types of list: medium and long term strategic skill list, and short term skilled occupation list, and the third one is a regional occupation list. So based on what you are doing, based on your experience, on your qualification, you nominate an occupation and you assess whether it's in high demand in Australia or in low demand, and then you choose your pathway depending upon for which subclass that occupation is eligible for. Yeah.
Yep.
So now how to determine whether you may say I am a painter, but are you actually a painter according to the ANSCO standards of Australia? So that's why for each occupation, there are different skilling assessing authorities who assess your experience, your qualification. There are certain standards. When you meet that, only then they give you an assessment letter that, yes, this is your occupation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very important. You cannot go on this to the skilled migration pathway unless and until you get your skills assessed. So guys, once again, most important part of skilled migration is to get your skills assessed. Okay.
Right.
Variety of skilling assessing authority depending upon the occupation. To give you an example, for IT occupation, it's Australian Computer Society. For I'm talking about the major ones here. For engineers, it's Engineers Australia. For many of the occupations, around 120 occupations, are assessed by vet assess, like marketing specialist, or there are lots and lots there, right? And the skilled migration, or all these three subclasses, you have to meet the point test.
There you go.
The minimum eligibility to meet that point test is having a 65 points.
So each of them, same thing, 65 points.
That's a basic framework we're talking about. We have not even gone into the subclasses. That's a basic. You need to have a skills
points.
assessment, and you need to have a minimum of 65 points. Only then you can apply for any of those skilled migration visas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how these points are calculated, that's based on your age, your qualification, your marital status, whether you've studied in Australia, what level of qualification you're holding, whether it's a diploma level or is it a master's level or a PhD level, how many years of experience do you have, whether it's an overseas experience or is it an onshore experience. So that's how we calculate those points for you. Now, for our listeners who are listening, we cannot, each case is different. So if you want to assess your points, you will have to provide us your CV or resume so that we can assess it, right? It's different. However, that point test or how it is calculated, it is available on Department of Home Affairs website, and you can do it. But it's always recommended to get a professional advice and come and talk to us so that we can do a proper eligibility. Once you meet that point test, then based on points and and where that occupation lies, you select the different subclasses.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, Lee, it's making sense and I'm not
Yes.
confusing you or
And they can
listeners.
replay this as well, Niti. They can
Sure.
replay this as well so that they can, you can listen to this as many times as you like. Now, Niti, someone's asking here quickly. When you say skilled people overseas, for example, what if, for example, an engineer or an IT any
An
professional,
architect.
okay, or even a painter, a welder, or something like that, right? Or something like in general point of view. Can a 2 years experience can apply or qualify into this skilled migration visa?
So, depending upon the occupation,
Hmm.
they may or they may not apply.
Okay.
Now, let me give you an example. An IT graduate,
Hmm.
if that IT graduate is overseas, he cannot just get his skills assessed, or he can't just nominate an occupation based on his qualification. He needs at least 2 years of experience,
Hmm.
right? Which will get the skills assessment done. But those 2 years you cannot use for your point test. You don't get any points.
I see.
For any other occupation, to give you an example, marketing specialist, let's say, or internal auditor, those people, you just need 1 year of experience after your qualifications to be assessed as for that particular occupation.
I
Only
see.
then you become eligible.
Okay.
So it
Great.
depends upon the assessing authority, what are the
Yeah.
bare minimum requirements. It's
Okay. That's
usually
good.
between 1 or 2 years, not more than that. That
Hmm.
makes you eligible, but that was just to get the skills assessment done. That's eaten. Think about that. That work experience is gone. You can't. So let me explain you in a simple language. So let's say someone had 3 years of experience. An auditor had 3 years of experience. Now, WET assess, which is a skilling assessing authority, they would assess him as an internal auditor if he studied relevant course, plus he's got 1 year of experience. So he's deemed skill after 1 year of his experience. So his 1 year of experience is gone, he's left with 2. He cannot claim points for those 2 years.
Hmm.
Although, according to federal or according to the point test, if you are overseas, you can claim 5 points for 3 years. But in this case, he cannot.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
Interesting.
how. Yeah. It's different for skilling assessing authorities. Yeah.
That's good. And we'll talk more about that. Adrian, if you're watching, I hope your questions has been answered. Again, there are different
Skilling
authority
assessing
bodies, skill
authorities. Yes.
assessment authority and bodies who would assess different skills. If you're an engineer, there's a body authority,
Yeah. Like for
authorized
engineers,
bodies.
they don't, yeah, engineers, they don't need any years experience. If you have studied and you provide, there are, depending upon whether your occupation is in the accredited one or not, there are different pathways. You don't need an experience to prove
That's
yourself
good.
that you're a civil engineer, for example. So
Engineers, okay?
yes, yes. So you become eligible. And then
Nice.
you count your number of years of experience towards the point test.
Beautiful. Thank you for
So it
that.
depends
Thank you
from
for that bonus.
occupation to occupation.
Yes.
Yes.
And whatever your profession here, guys, for those who are watching, if you're sharing this to all your friends, loved ones, relatives who are professional right now anywhere in the world, if you know more about, if you want to know more about this, reach out to us so we can advise you individually as well, so we know and we can advise you the right path about skilled
Yeah.
migration. Before we talk about some stages about this, someone's asking about stages. Maybe perhaps we can talk more about this and we'll pause for a while, okay? And we'll be right back after this.
Sure.
There you go. Welcome back once again. This is Migration is Great to Migrate with Lee here live on TLC, simulcasted on my YouTube channel, Motivationally, of course, FB page as well, and other social media. Now, Niti, someone's just asking here about when they apply for skilled visa or skilled migration visa. Because you've mentioned about the skill assess and all that. Are there any stages that they need to know? If
Yes.
you don't mind expounding on that, please, for those who are professionals right now who are watching. Yes, please.
Sure. So once you have assessed your eligibility, stage 1 is to get your skills assessment done. Once you have got your skills assessment done, stage 2 is apply for expression of interest. Yep. So step 3 is you get an invitation to apply. Now, that's where these different subclasses come into play now. So at the time of stage 1 and stage 2 are across the board. That needs to happen for all 3 subclasses. But for stage 2, once you have applied for EOI, if you're going for subclass 190 or for 491, it's the state who is going to nominate you. So there's an extra step there. The state invites you. They send you like a pre-invite based on your expression of interest. You have to satisfy them and provide all the evidences that how you are claiming or whatever you have said in your expression of interest that you meet all of those things. So it's an application to the state before. So that's for subclass 190 and 491. Remember, it's a state-nominated visa and skilled regional visa. Once they are satisfied, they give a full invite and you apply for your stage 3 is to apply for your visa application. Now, this state nomination step does not come into play in subclass 189 because that's a skilled independent visa, as I said. You just follow simple 3. Skill assessment, EOI, lodge expression of interest, you get an invite, you apply for visa. 189 is simple. 190, there's an extra step where you need to apply. And these days, there's a new step that has been introduced by different states, something called ROI, registration of interest. So in addition to expression of interest, you do a registration of interest. So there are two things to the states. So in nutshell, 3 or 3.5 steps, I would say. That's what it is.
That's good. Thank you for that, Niti. Niti, I've got a few questions here, so hang in there, okay? Now, Loretta's asking about, thank you for that, by the way. Loretta's asking about even if one of the applicants took the board exam in the Philippines and passed the exam as a civil engineer, she or he do they need the accreditation for that? So if one of the applicants took the
qualification we're talking about, or
I think so. So if if this applicant took the board exam in the Philippines, for example, and passed that board exam as a civil engineer, okay, does she need an accreditation applying for skill visa? I'm presuming that this person has more than 3 years of experience. Okay, does he need accreditation?
Not the accreditation. No, not for the engineers. But if their degree is already accredited, there are 3 accords, Washington, according to Engineer Australia, Washington Accord, Sydney Accord. Now, if their university or wherever they have passed the exams from, if it's under one of those accords, that means it's accredited by Engineers Australia. They just need to provide their qualification documents. If it is not accredited, still they can provide then there's another pathway to get the skills assessment done, which is that they have to create project reports and prove that they have an engineering degree and they have done projects which illustrate their engineering skills.
That's good.
So they don't have to have an accreditation as such. It depends where they have studied, and accordingly, you choose the pathway for skills assessment.
Good to know that. Loretta, I hope you've got that. You can replay that as well, Loretta, and you can share this to all your friends who are engineers as well. And not just engineers right now. Any professions, guys, please reach out to us. We'll talk to you as soon as possible whenever you need some, help as well and assistance when it comes to skilled migration, especially if you have more than 2 years of experience. Why not? Don't waste your time sitting down there and wait for your future. Okay, you've got to create your opportunity as well. Now, Niti, well, Loretta says thank you. Now, Niti, someone's asking about if I am, Alex is asking, okay. Hi, Alex. If I am a 40 years old who's been working more than 10 years of my field of experience, which is part of where I graduated, it aligns with my CV,
Yep.
whatever
Yep.
course that I've graduated.
Yep.
I'm now 40 years old. Am I still okay? I have a 10 years of experience, 10 plus years of experience. And
Yes.
can I still
You're still
apply for
okay.
skilled migrant?
Absolutely. The age limit
No.
is 45. So at 40, certainly.
Beautiful. Good to know. And someone's asking here, Coach Lee, what about, hi, Angeli. What about test the accredited course here in the Philippines? So I think Niti is not familiar with TESDA. It's like a government training, Niti, in the Philippines, and I'm sure in every different parts of the world you have your own government scheme as well when it comes to training, whether it's state or whatever. Um, I'm sure, Niti, you've mentioned that there is a particular school that Australia knows that they are affiliated to it, or like they know
No,
that this
so
school
what
has.
happens is there are these the levels. Remember, I told you that the point test is based on your qualifications, right?
That's right.
Now,
Yeah.
those qualifications, that how that point test works is that should be equivalent to defined AQF level, Australian Qualification Framework level. To
Mhm.
give you an example, I had a client, Italian client, who in his own country did bachelor's degree for 3 years. But over there, in Argentina, sorry, over there, their bachelor is equivalent to diploma in Australia. The
Mhm.
AQF level is low.
That's
So
right.
he won't be able to qualify. In this particular case, it was skills assessment. So we need to know the education. There is a system there where we can compare your institute with Australian and assess whether you have the same AQF level. If it's called diploma, is it called diploma here or is it lower? It depends
That's
from
right.
country. So every
Okay.
country has a different profile. So
Yeah.
there's a called country education profile, and we do an assessment based on that.
Yeah.
So
I
it
agree
may
with you
be,
because yeah. True. I agree with you because, like, even in the UK, it might be a different, let's say, it may be a degree in the UK, but when
yes,
you come here, it could be just a diploma. Like in the
correct.
Philippines, it might be a 4 years degree, like nursing. It comes here, it's just it is considered like a diploma when they assess it here in Australia. So once again, guys, I hope that is clear that they assess. There's certain bodies that assess that, which school did you actually have that qualifications and all
Correct.
that. So it will be thoroughly assessed and you'll get the results fairly as well. And of course, for more details and anything that you want to ask, again, reach out to us, Niti and myself, on Way to Oz Migration and Education Services. Someone is asking here, how about skills training in foot spa and nail care? So it's beauty care, something
There
like
are
that.
some occupations in beauty, but they're in short-term list.
Okay.
Um, and it'll be considered as a vocational course. Now, with a
Mhm.
vocational course, the skills assessment is a little bit tricky for any vocational course because you have to not just provide the documentary evidence, but you have to go through a technical assessment as well. And these assessing authorities have got the assessing case officers in different countries, and they will allocate and come to your premise to take the assessment. It's a longer process for the vocational ones who are sitting overseas.
Beautiful. Thank you for that,
However, if it
Niti.
was here, then it's different.
Yeah, it's different when you're onshore, right? That's good. That's
Correct,
good.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes, beauty care. Angel was asking about the beauty care, but we've talked about that already, Angel. So you can replay this. And someone's asking, what if I only finish senior high, like a K to 12? So I guess they're talking about student visa. So the student visa, Angel, is actually on episode 1. So if you look at my YouTube channel, you
But
can
this
look
is
at
the
season
time to
1,
apply for
episode 1.
student visas, guys. This is the time.
Correct.
Yes,
This is
welcoming
the right time.
students now.
Sure.
Yeah.
For those who are students out there, please, come and speak to us. Send us your CV so that we can talk to you straight away and we can find the right school for you today. As Nitya is saying, today is the right time for student visa. Even though this is not our topic for today, that's episode 1, but we're just giving you heads up that today
I
is
don't
the
want to
right time.
discount skilled here because the news that we are getting, Australia needs skilled workers. So I don't want to discount skills.
Beautiful. And it's really exciting because with skilled migration visa, you've got a 189, the sponsored 190491. And you've heard about what Niti has mentioned a while ago. As if you want to replay this, that there are stages when it comes to applying it as a skilled migration visa. So please watch this as many times as you like. Now, Niti, someone's asking, with the skilled migration visa, whether it's 189, 191, 189, 190, and 491, okay, how long would it take? Is it worth waiting for it offshore, basically?
Look, last 2 years or even more than that, offshore has not been that great. I mean, the long period could be, years and years. And people who are onshore they benefit more than people who are offshore in terms of processing time, in terms of getting the invitations and all that stuff. Things could change in future, but it's hard to say at this point of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Niti, someone's asking. Oh, yeah, continue. I think you want to say
I was
something.
just about to say, the most important thing we forgot to mention when we're talking about these three subclasses. Subclass 189 and 190 leads to permanent residency, whereas subclass 491 leads to a temporary residency for 5 years with a pathway to permanent residency. And the government is more and more encouraging 491 visa, which is the skilled regional visa, which is a temporary residency, because they want to focus on the economy of the regional areas, right? It's not difficult to move. I mean, it's not a complicated process to transition from TR to PR. It's like just 2 stages, basically.
That's good to know. And in the regional areas, they're all like good places as well. Like,
Adelaide
it's
is
fully
South
developed.
Australia is fully developed, although
Yeah,
it's
it's fully developed.
there are
Really,
only
really
three.
good city.
Can I tell? Metro Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. The rest of the whole Australia is regional.
There you go. But again, it's still complete with facilities.
Absolutely.
There's no difference at all.
Perth is beautiful. Adelaide is beautiful.
Definitely. Hello to all my friends, our friends in Perth. It's beautiful, well developed, even in South Australia, and other parts, even in Darwin as well, it's really good there. So it's not just, don't think about Melbourne, big city and Sydney and all that. Explore, and you can move anyways. Once you become a resident, you can move anywhere you like, in different places. So it's up to you. Niti, someone's asking, you've mentioned about the advantages of 189, 190, and 491, and the advantages, even disadvantages, whatever it is. What is the best visa for you? Is it if someone is applying here as a skilled migrant applicant?
Of course, anyone would want to, a highly skilled person would want to get the PR straight away, right? But the allocations for subclass 189 are very low. It's, I think, 6,005, which is nothing. And it's very hard to get subclass 189. Very, very hard, because the allocations are very less for 190. People who are sitting on the point test, who are sitting really high, like 100 points, they target 190 because the chances are great. People with less points, they have chances to get through 491. And many people are taking that opportunity in the current scenario where it's really, where the competition is really hard. They're taking every opportunity to get those invitations. So guys, 491 is a great way to get residency from Australia.
There you go. Regional. Beautiful. And explore Australia. You will never regret it. Thank you so much for that, Niti. Niti, someone's asking about the waiting time, because you've mentioned a while ago about the waiting time for skilled migration might take a while. Could be not just months, could be years, right? So you're not researched about what is a specific waiting period. But someone's asking, what could be, is it better to be onshore waiting than offshore waiting?
Absolutely.
Can you expand on that, please?
So, okay, think this way. This, as I said, most of the allocations are either in subclass 190 and subclass 491, which is a state-nominated visas, right? Now, these states obviously will nominate people who are already here. they're already working in their state. They're already, contributing to the economy. So their preference is people who are working in their own state. That's why they give nomination to onshore.
Good.
Now, if there's really a scarcity, which is unfortunately over the 2 years, that's what it's looking like, that's when they're opening up to the offshore people. But as compared to onshore, it will always be, slower than onshore.
So offshore is much longer wait than the onshore.
Much longer as
Beautiful.
yes. States more and more are opening when we are coming out of this COVID. South Australia has already listed, I think, 70 occupations which are open for offshore people. New South Wales will be soon doing it, and Queensland will be releasing its the list as well for offshore candidates. So more and more states will be doing, but remember, there's a lot of competition out there.
That is so true. So it's better for you to be onshore waiting, and you have, as what Niti is saying, you'll be able to get to know the environment, the working environment, and immigration would
Already
know.
working in that occupation, you'll be able to
Yes,
increase your points because you're working here, because Australian experience get more points than overseas experience.
overseas. Yeah, you don't
So
want to be
you
sitting on
accumulate
65
on your
only.
points, yes, and you'll be favored upon.
Yes, there you go. You've just heard Niti. It's better whilst waiting. Don't waste your time, especially if your age is increasing as well. Because is it right, Niti? As you increase your age, it also
The
decreases the
points go
points for
down.
residency, right? That's right.
Absolutely.
So whilst
Absolutely.
waiting, come to Australia in a different path. Is the what path could be the possible path that they could be onshore
There
whilst
are
waiting for the skill?
there are multiple. They could come for work visa. Maybe they have an employer here. They could come on student visa while waiting. So it depends.
Oh, good, good, good.
There
So
could be
student
any
visa or
other.
work visa, yeah. Quite a lot of them, Niti, I believe, in our way to us, a lot of them comes here as a student visa, right? And at least they can work 20 hours a week as well as a student. And again, if they find some like a work which is in line with their skills, it's much better. And then the immigration would know, oh yeah, she's here onshore or he's here onshore. She knows the environment, something
Yeah.
like that. So it's more favorable. So that's really good to know, Niti. Beautiful. Thank you for that. And Niti, someone's asking if they don't want to wait offshore because they're sitting on that same points, unlike when they're onshore. If they apply, for example, if they come here onshore as a student, so that they can, that's more favorable waiting for the result of the skilled migration visa, right? Would it affect if they do it together, like coming as a student visa whilst waiting for the in the
No, for
background
any these
applying for skilled
visas,
migration?
there is no, how should I say, there's no contradictory or conflict there. So if you are eligible, if you're on X visa and you're eligible for Y visa, you can always do it at any point of time, right?
Okay.
Yes. So with the student visa, obviously, there's an important component, a genuine temporary entrant, which the government or the department expects that you're coming here to study only and you will go back, right? But you're not coming here with an intention there. But once you're onshore, things changes. You maybe you find an employer, maybe you find a love, or maybe you become eligible for a skilled visa, right? So you can go on any pathway you want to.
Yeah.
As I said, if you're on one visa, you can by all means, and if you're eligible, you can go on Y visa, whatever visa that may be. So it's not just the combination of student or skilled. It's what we are talking about is being here on onshore certainly helps the skilled workers.
Yeah, there you go. It is really clear. Thank you so much, Niti, for explaining that. Amelia is here watching as well. She's just asking if she's an engineer, Niti. So if tomorrow, for example, hypothetically, she'll apply for the 491, for example, or 190, okay? So if she applies tomorrow through us, then she can also start doing her application as a student so she can come here onshore. Is that okay? She's just
Application
asking
for what?
for let's say if she's applying, Amelia's applying for the skilled migration visa, for example, now tomorrow, she can also start applying for the student visa. She's just asking, so she can come
She
on shore.
She can, but obviously you need to understand, or they need to understand the purpose of these visas. Student visas, as I said, to come, study, and go back.
Yes, that's right.
right? So you have to be very clear. Yes, in the background, as I said, there's nothing stopping you if you become eligible for being a skilled worker by all means.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at one point of time, yes, you can target different visas depending upon what the eligibility, if you meet the eligibility criteria or not.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that, Niti. So, Amelia, I hope you've heard that. You can replay that once again. So you can start with your skilled migration visa application, and then if you want to come here as onshore, talk to us. We can help you as well in the future coming here as a student visa, or even if you know someone who has like an employer, then you can also do work sponsored visa. So either of the two, you can come in onshore because it's more favorable waiting for your skilled migration visa. Thank you so much for that, Niti. Niti, is it okay? Someone's also asking how much would it cost them for the, I'm sure this is very important for them, about the skilled migration visa 189 subclass and the 190 and the 491. Take it away. Thank
Sure.
you.
Approximately, the department fees for a primary applicant is around 4,115. For the secondary applicant, that is a spouse who's above 18 years, or even the children above 18, then it'll be around 2,000, and less than 18 is 1,000 approximately, right? I'm not giving you cost by cents here. And that's right across all three visas. But another cost that should be factored into skilled migration is the cost for the skills assessment, which again varies from different skilling assessing authorities. Some assessing authorities just charge $500, $600. Other assessing authority charge around 1,000 or maybe 1,500. It depends. So Ingenious, for example, Ingenious Australia charge, I think it's 1,100 something. But if you want to get a priority processing, they add extra on top of it. So they give you an outcome in 10 days. Whereas Australian Computer Society or ACS for IT candidates, they do not have priority processing at all, and they charge only 550. So it depends from assessing authority to assessing authority.
There you go. And for more details, once again, reach out to waytooz.com, www.waytooz.com. And of course, through us here, Niti and myself, we'll be able to assist you. And of course, Niti knows everything about this. Now, Niti, you've done so much today. Okay, so I guess before we end this, I think 1 hour is not enough for us, but thank you once again, everyone, for watching. We'll be right back right after this. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for all your visa needs, whatever visa, from parents visa, student visa, skilled migration, work visa, anything, a one-stop shop is Way to Oz, Migration and Education Services. Once again, in front of your screen, it's running in front of your screen. Is You can reach out to us on www.waytooz.com, and our contact number is just in front of your screen right now. You could reach us through Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, WhatsApp. Whatever is the number in front of your screen, that's what we use for our WhatsApp. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Whatever your profession is, it's better to ask than really like listening to all the hearsays. It's better to ask to the right people who knows more than what the hearsays that you are listening every day. All right, listen to the expert, and that is Way to Oz. Thank you so much for that, Niti. Niti, before we actually before we wrap this up, I would like to ask from you, because you've done so much today, from the good news. And for those who have not heard that, for those who are quite late in tuning in, you can replay this again. The good news has been already said by Niti at the very beginning before we started this conversation about skilled migration visa. Niti, anything special messages you want to tell the whole world right now who are watching? Thank
I
you.
think the message is loud and clear with the announcements that's happening, that this is the time, guys. Next year, by next year, I mean, starting from 1st of December to maybe another 12 months, this is the time to take the action. The message is very loud and clear. Australia needs skilled people, they need skilled workers. So, this is the time. If you have a skill, if you have a number of years of experience, this is the time. We don't know when this is going to happen again. So, it's the, the opportunity is knocking your door, take it. Very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Niti. And, it's a very interesting topic today, skilled migration visa. There's so much to take in, but again, this is recorded. Thank God for that. So watch out, for our next episode. On our episode 11, another visa that we're going to talk about. We'll let you know soon. We'll continue to, send you all great news as well, coming from Way to Us. And Corazon Kibol just saying good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. And once again, guys, I would like to also say hello to all the staff of Mega World. Of course, Lauren and Edna, thank you so much, and for all the staff there of Mega World in the different parts of the world, obviously. So if you want to know about Mega World, the best to invest in 2021, you can reach out to me or through the Mega World, website, www.megaworld.com. Thank you so much. And now, Niti, I would
Yeah.
like also to thank you for your time today, precious time. I know it has been a very busy for the two of us, especially you. You've been bombarded with a lot of, applications, assessments, and everything. And you are brilliant. You don't know how huge that help that you have done in our team. Thank you so much, and you deserve maybe a 1 day shopping spree. But not coming from me, but from a blessings that coming from anywhere in the world. Thank you so much, guys, for
Thank you.
trusting Way to Us, and hopefully, we can expand in the future. You'll never know. Canada, America, and United Kingdom. Watch out, Way to Us will be there as well to help each one of you in the future. And again, don't forget to reach out to us to all our different social medias and of course a WhatsApp in front of you. It's just running right now. It's just, if you're looking for the most reliable and honest migration services and education services as well, no other than, of course, I want to say I'm not really biased, but I'm talking from no sugar coating as well. It's Way to Us. So again, www.waytous.com. And before I forget, Niti, as you sit back and relax there, I would like to invite everyone as well to follow me, please, on my YouTube channel, Motivationally, and of course, my FB page is Motivationally. Please like, share, and subscribe. This YouTube channel has been created to inspire, motivate, and create an impact. That's why I'm using this. Migration is best in the best way to migrate in Australia. And as a career coach here, talking in front of you, I am encouraging you to please follow my Facebook page, Motivationally, and of course, like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel, Motivationally, and of course, follow me as well on Instagram. And not just on Facebook, also Twitter and also LinkedIn. So thank you once again in advance to all my global friends out there. Once again, visit my website, not just the waytous.com, www.waytous.com, but also I have my own website, www.motivationally.com, and you can see all my services as a life coach, direction, and wellness coach, and of course as a host as well, professional host for 29 years, and of course as a motivational speaker as well, and also a team building leader as well. And of course, what else? Just go to my not channel, but website, www.motivation.com, and I would love to love that. I would like to work with you in the future. Oh my goodness, I think we're both tired now, Niti. Okay, but thank you so
No,
much in advance for those who are going to visit my website. And once again, I would like to remind, yes, Niti, thank you so much. And Niti, I would like to remind everyone about this quote that I have just remembered. That's very important. Okay. Today, as what Niti is saying, today is the best opportunity, not just for student visa, skilled migrants, and all visas. Okay. Today is the opportunity to build the tomorrow that you're waiting
all
for.
right.
Again, today is the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, global friends, to build the tomorrow that you've been waiting for. So don't just sit down there just like a fence sitters, right? Please don't wait for the opportunity. You've got to create your opportunity. So act now. Reach out to us, way to us, migration services. Thank you so much once again for watching. Hello, Jerry and Evelyn, and to all of my friends here in Australia. Thank you so much once again, Niti. Take care and relax right now. Have a bit of a one glass of wine. And to all of you guys, thank you so much once again. I'll see you again next week, same Friday, same time, same channel, TLC, and of course, YouTube channel, Motivation. Have a good day, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is Lee on Motivationally. Take care. God bless. Say hi, Niti. Bye.